Hello, you're welcome to The Woman Called You. My name is Ohunene Scott Ananaba, and I go by the acronym OSA. So today we'll be dealing with the part 2 of our 3-part series entitled Moving Forward. And today we'll be discussing things you need to stop doing. In the last edition, we discussed things you shouldn't let get in your way. So today we're chatting more practical waters and things you need to stop doing. Things you need to stop doing. Like I said, moving forward is a necessary part of life, whether from a relationship, whether we want to make new decisions, whether we're embarking on new jobs, new realms of possibilities. We would always need to move forward, move on at a point in our lives. So, what are those things that we need to stop doing that have been in our character, so to speak, and has been a limiting factor to our moving forward? Number one, I have them as banners, so I'll just be. Number one is for us to all choose to let go of baggage from the past. Yes, there's nobody who doesn't have a history of failures, mistakes, and all of that, regrets, guilt, one way or the other. And this propensity to fixate on things that were not good in our lives that happened to us in the past and all of that. Yes, it's good to consider the mistakes of our past and think of how we should avoid making such mistakes as we choose to move on and all that. As kids, when a child always goes near fire and insist on always going to play with fire, there's something parents usually do. They allow the child get burnt by that fire. So immediately the child learns and doesn't go back to fire. So that's what past mistakes should be like. We ought to have learned from them. So you don't constantly revisit your past mistakes. Instead, we learn from them, we consider them, and we move on. So I'm telling somebody today, don't build an altar on your past mistakes. It also includes interactions with people. Most times, bad, should I say, bad experiences, yes, from interactions make us become jaded. We can't trust anymore. We withhold our emotions, we withhold what would otherwise bless some other person because of past interactions. So I'm saying today, stop doing it. Let go of such emotions. Let go of past failures. Let go of past pains. Imagine something new waiting for you. You want to lose weight and all that. Let go of how people used to call you fat. So let go of all those negative comments. Just picture yourself doing that new thing. Remember, the Bible even says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. So you want to venture into a new profession. Imagine yourself already working in that, in that realm, so to speak. Imagine yourself being where you want to be, and you can be sure you'll soon begin to have, those memories will fade away and ultimately will totally fade away someday. So number two, I'm saying here, don't cede control to other people. It's quite easy. It's just simply saying, don't surrender control to other people. Some of us are wired in a way to forget that our lives are ours to live. The buck ends with us. You make a mistake, no matter, regardless of how many people have to weigh in, you, as number one, will have to live with those mistakes. By all means, keep in mind, you must be able to get advice from people. There should be mentoring, but you should have a limited understanding, my sister, of who you truly are. Some of us do not begin to understand who we are. We only understand who we are from other people's perspectives, and it doesn't work that way. You must make sure when I begin to pursue a goal, some people may criticize me, and because it doesn't fall in line with what their own perceptions are, but it shouldn't stop you. It shouldn't stop you. You had something in mind when you first thought of that one singular plan, and it is left for you to resolutely pursue that plan to its logical conclusion. So, what am I saying here? When you run your life's race, you don't pass on the baton to the next person. No. Life's race is not that baton relay race that I need to pass on the baton at some point to another person. No, it's my race, and I must, I must run it to its logical conclusion. The number three, I'm trying to run through this because I just have limited time to say this, and then maybe when we do have our workshop, which we intend to do pretty soon, we'll discuss this, at length. So number three is resist indecisiveness. Ha! I always tell people something. I say, when when you fail to, how do I put it? When you fail to make a choice about something, you're only delaying the evil day. There's something the Bible says, I will not fear the evil day. When you don't take that decision today, the decision does not disappear. You understand? It has to be taken. It's just like you must face something. Maybe like as kids, when you do something and you hear your parent coming back and you're so scared, whether you like it or not, you will face that. How do I put it? You need to face that panel. Yes, because you've done the crime, you must do the time. So no matter how much we resist indecisiveness, we must take that decision. We must take that decision. It's just somebody that is sick. You have to take injection. Injection is the only way out. No matter how much you delay it, you will still have to take that injection. And guess what? You are delaying the injection. The sickness is getting more debilitating. It's getting worse. So no matter how much you cling to indecisiveness, it will not make you doubt yourself any less. It will only make you doubt yourself more and more, especially at crucial moments when it matters. So you need to take a decision. Take the decision, for good or for bad. Nobody has ever been punished for failing to try. So you must take that decision, for good or for bad. It's when you take that decision and you do it, when you are failing, then you now know not to do that thing again. So when you're moving forward, you must stop being indecisive. If not, don't try to move forward at all. Just remain as is. So we've discussed 3 points that we said: let go of baggage from the past, don't seek control to other people. Like I said, it doesn't mean not listening to advice, but remember, the buck ends with you. It's your ultimate decision to take responsibility for whatever actions. You don't cede responsibility to people and they'll be responsible to you by proxy. No, no, no. Except when we're dealing with minors. So you've taken the decision, you live with it and accept responsibility for the outcome of any such decisions. Then number 4, avoid procrastination. Well, I fall into this category, and daily, I'm trying to beat that. What do I mean by avoiding procrastination? See, my dear, we have unlimited tomorrows. And the more you put aside something and you say, well, I'll do it tomorrow, there's that saying that says tomorrow will never come. So before you know it, you're piling up a whole load of tomorrows. And tomorrows are endless. So decide to do that thing today. It doesn't matter what you intend to do. It doesn't matter how you intend to go about it. But the sooner you embark on that thing, the better. Back then in school, we used to have this was it I forgot what it's called now. Is it a parable or what? When they say it's teaching time saves 9. If you don't take that decision today, it will wait for you. But guess what? By the time you come around to taking that decision, it wouldn't be as minute as it was at the get-go. Now you may have to make or take more decisions where you have just taken one decision to start with. So today, make up your mind to avoid procrastination. Stop keeping it away, like wishing it away. I will do it. Okay, later I will do it. We have a lot of people who just say, time, the greatest thief of time, as far as I'm concerned, is procrastination. Especially when you are on you are on a deadline. The more you keeping that thing at bay and saying, I will do it later, I will do it later, by the time you ultimately come or get to do it, one, you may have to do it hurriedly. Two, you might not have access to as much information as you would have wanted or required. Or three, you will just end up doing a shoddy thing. So whatever it is, whether it's for your business, even like weight loss, some of us will say, okay, I need to lose some weight before I go for an event in the next 3 weeks. Today I'll watch what I'm eating. It's okay, I'll start tomorrow. Before you know it, it's the eve to the program. You now start looking for what to use to bind, your body parts to put it together. Or somebody says, I'll give you a proposal. And before you know it, you're putting it off. Then you just have a few more hours. Or back in the day, if you cannot remember school assignments, keep off writing that essay till the witching hour. So we must stop procrastination, avoid it totally. So the fifth one, get rid of the flight instinct. I don't know who is on this table, but so many of us, we can't move on because we will always run away the moment any small issue arises. The moment there's any sign of discord in any way, we will run away. The moment there's any challenge in that thing we set out to do, there's any form of tension, we can't manage it, we run away. But they say this thing about he that runs away from a fight, lives to fight another day. Some people even do it in relationships. They have the flight instinct. Once there's a sign of conflict, I need to escape. I can't manage this. And if we continue to do that kind of attitude will forever be fostered in our lives. We must, like that dog that this bigger animal was, haranguing and all of that, and pushed him against the wall. When he saw there was no place beyond the wall, he turned and he fought back. So whatever things are the limiting factors, face them head on. You might come out bruised, but you'll come out more knowledgeable. It's like I was talking earlier on about the evil day. You see something is going wrong, and you keep on, covering it, trying to, plaster it and all of that. Ultimately, something has to give, So please, as much as possible, stop the flight instinct. Face it. Face the consequences. Accept repercussions, and then move on. It's a learning process, because the more you run away, it doesn't change anything because you still have to face whatever it is that has to be faced before you can move on to the next level. Then finally, this is what most of us do. We do it so much. We love to give excuses. We love to give excuses. Excuses for every time something goes wrong. And you begin to ask yourself, why should I give excuses? Why should I give excuses? Is it necessary that I give excuses? When there is something before me, should I give an excuse? And when you are constantly in this loop of always giving excuses, It's counterproductive because most of the time, the excuses are lies. The excuses are lies. When you can remedy something, why not speak up for it to be remedied? If you can overcome something by whatever little effort you can put in. Some of us, for everything, we have a very, very sweet excuse, very sweet excuse, with very, very beautiful excuse. For how long can we continue giving excuses? There's a number 7 here. I forgot to put it. Let me quickly type it here. It's release. Release. I'll put it up here now. Just a second. Yourself from the need. I knew there was something wrong for explanations. Yes, it is because this next one goes both ways. Yeah. So let's cut the excuses. Let's not make excuses anymore. But number 7, release yourself from the need for explanations. Some of us go through life constantly explaining, constantly requiring people to explain to us. But then the question is this: how often will we find people who are ready to explain? And some people, their own, drug of choice, if I put it that way, in air quotes, is wanting to constantly explain ourselves to people. We become fixated, on the idea of he or she doesn't understand me. I need to explain myself better. When you are moving on, consistently wanting to explain yourself becomes very tiring. It becomes self-defeatist because you have the need to constantly explain your motives. And in any interpersonal relationship, the other person should, by and large, discover what my motives and intentions truly are without a need for me to consistently explain myself. Because if you are in the habit of consistently explaining yourself, you would also want somebody to consistently explain themselves. In certain interactions, it can be very tiring. I don't want to go into the interactive levels at which this will happen, but if you're going to move forward, if you should move into another relationship, if you should evolve into another relationship, these are one of the things you need to avoid. Then the number 8, also, let me just quickly, I think I'm hearing, okay, let me just 8, release, don't mind me, I'm doing this as I go, release yourself from your fears. Yes. This thing some people talk about, the fear of this, the fear of that. Some people, they've got burnt once, so they don't go near fire. Some people have almost gotten themselves drowned, they don't go near water. I have this very good friend who had this mishap with her car and hasn't driven for close to 11 or 12 years and all that. But in moving forward, you need to confront your fears. It may not be that easy, but you need to start at some point. Choose to confront your fears. There's only as far as your fears can take you. If you've had a heartbreak, it's not going to mean you're not going to go into another relationship. But the thing is, you'll be able to, like I always talk about due process. What are those things that made or contributed to this relationship not working out? Confront it. Your failure to confront your fears is simply sweeping things under the carpet. And before you know it, there'll be this shit underneath the carpet, and that person all of now no go fit stay there again. What fear does, it constantly haunts you. The fear of the unknown. You failed in a business before. So what? That business may not necessarily have been for you, but it shouldn't stop you from getting your toes wet again. So let's just do a quick recap. Number one, like I said earlier on, let go of baggage from the past. Let's burn the past. Learn from it. Take the lessons, but move on. Number two, don't cede control to other people. The buck ends with you. Take responsibility. Nobody's responsibility is responsible rather for your failures or your successes. You take responsibility. Number three, resist indecisiveness. That decision, whether you put it off or not, you will still have to take it. You know, there's a saying, when John go mature, who no go no, you will still have to take that decision. Number four, avoid procrastination. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. Huh. The later never gets later. The tomorrow never comes because there's still a whole lot of indefinite numbers of tomorrow while we're still here on planet Earth. Number five, get rid of the flight instinct. Stop running when nobody's pursuing. Stand and fight. You get bruised, you rise up, you move on. Number six, cut the excuses. Successes are not built on excuses. For how long will you keep giving that excuse? For every situation or circumstance that goes our way, you have an excuse. It doesn't work that way. Say what it is. If it hurts, it hurts, but you move on. Number seven, release yourself from the need for explanations. Consistently explaining yourself wears you out. Consistently requiring that other people explain themselves to you wear you out. Most times, just take things as people, as it is said to you, or as you know it to be, and move on. And along the line, you'll be able to just, those wrinkles and kinkies and things like that, you'll be able to smoothen them out. That's what this world is all about. Then number eight, which is the final one, release yourself from your fears. Drop every sense of inhibition. It's happened before. It's in my past. I wouldn't fear it. I wouldn't be scared of the evil day. And you know one thing about embracing your fears? When you embrace them, release yourself from them rather, not embracing them. When you release yourself from them, you begin to realize that there was really nothing to be scared of to start with. On this note, I hope somebody out there will decide this very moment after watching this video to stop doing those things, any of these 8 things. You've built an altar to. Stop doing them so you move on. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you'll join us for part 3. God bless you. Good night.